Jem is my name, no one else is the same. Jem is my name. Jem.
That was an utterly ridiculous episode. I loved it. So, take Jem and the Holograms and mix it with a murder mystery, a haunted house, and Scooby-Doo. And that's kind of this episode. Written by Paul Dini, too. I don't recall seeing his name on any of the previous episodes, but, hey. Hi, Paul. I think structurally the episode could have used some work. It takes a bit too long to get going. To get to the point where like, oh, I see what we're doing. That's cool. It takes a little too long to get there. And once it gets there, it just kind of plows through everything at a breakneck pace that's not unenjoyable, but doesn't have room to breathe. I think if they tightened up the first act, they would have been able to pace the last half better. Still, fun episode. Really liked it. So here's what's going on. So there's a music and magic concert happening, which is a magic and song show. So Jem and the Holograms are going to be performing on stage with a bunch of magic acts. Yay. And none of the holograms are wearing pants. So if you've ever been thinking to yourself, man, I could sure go for an episode of Jem and the Holograms where none of the holograms wear pants, this is your episode. Because none of the holograms wear pants. Not a one. Some of them wear fishnet tights, but none of them wearing pants. Not even in front of the children, Kimber? Kimber. So, the Misfits are there too. They weren't really supposed to be, but that's never stopped them. So what I mean by no pants, I'm sure I just edited in some pictures, but they're wearing your typical female magician outfits, which don't include pants. One of the other lady magicians is not wearing pants. And Stormer actually gets in on the action once by just removing her tights for a scene. So she's like, no pants, people! And then she puts them back on later. I don't think the Misfits actually got the magic memo because they're dressed like kunoichi, like ninjas. You know, they've got kind of that style going for them. Looks good. Odd choice. So, Jem participates in a magic trick. There's some goofball magician who's like, hey, let's go out. And she says, no. He says, oh, well, hey, want to do a magic trick? She says, sure. He says, great, get in the box. She gets in the box, and the box explodes, and no Jem. He's like, it wasn't supposed to do that. And they're like, someone here rigged the magic trick. Was it you? It was you, wasn't it? And they sing a great song, It Could Be You, where the holograms are going to each of the... There's like 4 or 5 different magicians there, and they're like, was it you? Was it you? And, God, I think it's Aja who gives Jetta, like... She's like, was it you? Was it you? Jetta's like, go away! Get out of my face! Stormer looks adorably guilty. It's a fun sequence. So that's the setup of the episode. It's like a whodunit murder mystery. Who sabotaged the trick and kidnapped Jem? That's a great setup. I really like that. So it's exactly who you thought it was going to be. And there's once all of the character, basically as they're running around trying to figure out who done the deed, they're all getting knocked off one by one. So by the end of the episode, they're all in cages in a basement somewhere, except poor Roxy, who's strung upside down naked. And then I rewinded and I went, oh, she's strung upside down in a straitjacket that's somewhat nude colored. So, okay. Roxy modesty preserved. It's funny, everyone's in a cage except Roxy, who's strung upside down, and Pizzazz, who's in a saw a person in half box. So, they escape, they beat the bad guy, and they have a show. And the bad guy actually ties up the Misfits and leaves them backstage, so the Misfits didn't get to perform. That's a shame, because they're jerks, but they're really good at, singing. Their singing is good. They're roundly awful people, but yeah, good music group.
It's fated we should dine after the show. I won't take no for an answer.
I'm sorry, Mr. Silverstone, but I have a say in this, and I say no.
Oh, I see.